She was standing in the kitchen at 7:30 in the morning, frozen. Sunlight was hitting her face, and there it was, a single silver sparkle stuck to her eyebrow. She wiped it away, then noticed another one on her sleeve, another on her phone screen, another inside her coffee mug, and that's when she realized the glitter wasn't an accident. It was a message. If you've ever had a roommate who borrowed your stuff without asking, returned it ruined, and acted like you were overreacting, this story is going to feel deeply satisfying. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for one of the pettiest, yet most poetic, revenge stories you'll hear today. My name is Sienna Blake, and this is how I made my roommate remember to never touch my silk again. I always tried to be the chill roommate, you know the type. The one who doesn't complain about dishes sitting overnight. The one who replaces the toilet paper roll without making it a thing. The one who believes in good vibes only. That was me, Sienna Blake, peacekeeper, problem avoider. But there's a line, and borrowing my clothes without asking, especially my favorite clothes, is crossing it. It wasn't just any dress. It was a vintage ivory slip dress I'd found in a tiny thrift store 2 summers ago. Real silk, soft like water. The kind of fabric that slides between your fingers and makes you slow down just to feel it. I wore it on my birthday last year. I wore it on a first date that actually meant something. It wasn't expensive in dollars, but it was expensive in memories. So when I came home that Thursday night, tired and craving silence, and found my bathroom light still on, I already had a weird feeling in my stomach. The air smelled like someone had sprayed too much cheap perfume. I pushed the door open, and there it was, my dress, crumpled in the corner, half on the tile, half soaked near the shower drain, one strap twisted, a dark stain blooming across the side like a bruise. For a second I just stared. My chest felt tight. Not rage, not yet. Just that slow sinking disappointment, like finding out someone you trusted lied to you. I walked into her room holding it up. "Did you wear this?" She didn't even look up from her phone. "Oh, yeah. My bad. My bad." That was it. No explanation, no apology that meant anything. Just 2 lazy words tossed into the air like lint. And something inside me shifted. It wasn't about the dress anymore. The thing about my roommate, her name was Tasha, is that this wasn't the first time. She had this casual entitlement about her. She'd borrow a sweater, a scarf, once even my heels, and every time she'd act like I was dramatic for caring. "You're so particular," she'd say, rolling her eyes. Particular, as if wanting your belongings treated properly was a personality flaw. I tried to let it go that night. I really did. I soaked the stain. I hand-washed the silk with careful fingers, feeling the delicate threads weaken underwater. And while I stood there in the dim kitchen light, squeezing excess water from the hem, I felt this quiet humiliation creeping in. Why was I the only one being considerate? Why was I always the bigger person? She was in the living room laughing at TikToks, while I was rescuing fabric that shouldn't have needed rescuing. And then she had the nerve to say, "You should be flattered it looks better on me." That sentence burned, not because it was true, but because of the audacity. That night, lying in bed, I stared at the ceiling. My brain wouldn't stop replaying her dismissive shrug, the half-smirk, the careless tone. And that's when the idea came to me. Not something destructive, not something cruel, just something unforgettable. It happened at 1:17 a.m., during a mindless scroll session online. I was deep into a random shopping spiral when I saw them. Loose, ultra-fine, high-shimmer silver sequins. Not chunky craft glitter. The dangerous kind. The microscopic static cling kind. The kind that bonds to everything and never truly leaves. They looked harmless, sparkly, innocent. But I knew better. I ordered 3 bags. When they arrived, I opened the package slowly, pouring a little into my palm. They caught the light immediately, flashing like tiny stars. Beautiful, deceptive, persistent, just like consequences. Every morning for a week, I woke up 10 minutes earlier than usual. I moved quietly, patiently. I slipped into the hallway while she was still asleep. A small pinch into the pocket of her favorite jacket. A sprinkle into the lining of her work tote. A dusting into the folds of her gym bag. Never enough to notice instantly. Just enough to travel. Because if you've ever dealt with ultrafine glitter, you know this. It migrates, it multiplies, It embeds itself into your life. 3 days in, I heard it. Why is there glitter in my hair? I stayed silent in the kitchen, stirring my coffee. Later that afternoon, she stormed in from work. There's sparkle on my keyboard. My boss thought I was doing crafts at my desk. I bit the inside of my cheek to keep from smiling. The next morning, she found it in her car, on her steering wheel, on her blazer. And here's the thing. I didn't gloat. I didn't accuse. I didn't confess. I just watched. Every time she found another shimmer, she looked genuinely confused, like she was losing control of something invisible, which is exactly how I felt when I found my silk on the bathroom floor. The breaking point came 5 days later. She burst into my room holding up her jacket. Okay, this isn't normal. There's glitter everywhere. I don't even own glitter. I looked up calmly. That's weird. She paced. It's in my bed now, in my makeup. I can't get rid of it. And there it was, the frustration, the helplessness, the lack of control. For a moment, I let the silence stretch between us. Then I said softly, some things just stick around longer than you expect. Her eyes narrowed slightly, not fully understanding, but sensing something. She never borrowed my clothes again. Not once. The glitter lingered for weeks, tiny flashes of silver appearing at random moments, on her cheek during FaceTime calls, on her black leggings before meetings, on her pillowcase under morning light. I didn't ruin her things. I didn't destroy anything valuable. But I made sure she remembered. Because if you can't respect my silk, you'll have to live with the sparkle. Sometimes revenge doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes it doesn't need to break anything. Sometimes it just needs to mirror the feeling someone gave you. Disrespect lingers, so does glitter. If this story made you smile, or reminded you of that one roommate who crossed the line, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments, would you have done the same thing? Or would you have gone even further? And of course, subscribe for more satisfying, unforgettable revenge stories. Because trust me, we're just getting started.